This time I really want to make sure that this bow staff is strong when I make it with a hard wood. My last one broke after 3 impact shots. That's not going to happen this time. Carlor will return. This video is going to be about the way I make a bow staff. And I don't really care what other bow staff warriors think or say about how to build one, because mine's going to be the strongest. Carlor is back. And when I become Carlor, I become 7 times greater and 7 times stronger than before. If you're new to this channel, I have an alter ego. His name is Carlor. My first bow staff is probably like 6 XP, but this bow staff is going to be like 10 XP. This one will, the last one broke in half, so I want this one that I make today to be like 10 XP or 12 XP. XP stands for extra points. It's not good to be too full of yourself, you know. That's why I created this new person, this alter ego, and he is full of himself, and his ego is just off the charts, completely off the charts. And it makes him powerful, but it makes me powerful, but it's not me. He's like a train. He's like a train. He cannot be stopped. And it is me. Yet it is me. And I want to call it the ice staff. It's the ice staff. It has the elemental power of ice. Alright, so now that we understand that, let's build this bow staff. Alright, bros, check this out. We got this hard wood that I got from a dumpster. And that's going to be our bow staff. This might be oak or whatever it is a really hard wood, and I know it's going to be perfect for my staff. It's going to be a great bow staff to use. I want to cut it down to 1.5 inches. I'm not Carlor when I build this staff, but I'm Carlor when I use the staff, and his name is Carlor. So I'll be here, me, Rattail, I'll be teaching you about how to build the staff, and then Carlor is going to come in later and teach you how to use the weapon of choice, the bow staff. So unfortunately I had some problems here because the one side was kind of curved and the other side was straight, and the straight side is the side I have to go with, and the straight side had a waney edge, so I couldn't necessarily use the clamp to ride the edge. I did use the clamp, but I couldn't rely on it because the waney edge is just like chewed away. You can see it on the camera right there. It's hard to follow that edge with a clamp, so I had to strike a line, and then I was good. I free-handed it a little bit. If you really want to do this right, get a table saw. Also, I couldn't set my depth of my blade thick enough to cut through it in one pass, so I had to do 2 passes, one on each side. Here's where I'm trying to cut, and the live edge is not very flat, so I had to do my best to keep the table flat. You can already tell. Look how nice that is. This is a solid piece of wood right here. That's right, my cuts did not line up perfectly, but that won't matter after I make this cut. Always cut the imperfections away. This edge is no longer good to follow, so I had to just draw a line. Now I got a square shape, so I just gotta make an octagon out of it by cutting 45s off each corner while leaving a flat spot on the top. So I just divide it by 3 and figure it out from there. Set my blade to 45. That 45 right there kind of clicks right in. Here's what I got so far. I got this I could sand over tomorrow, and I'm gonna do this side tomorrow. Alright guys, it's a new day. Let's pick up where we left off, shall we? Each cut gets more difficult as the piece gets smaller to do with the circular saw. The guard gets stuck here, so stop the blade. Fix the guard, start the blade, being very careful not to get your fingers. Another thing that gets stuck is the table of the saw on the back, so watch out for that. Don't try to touch the guard while the blade is spinning. I saw someone's finger get chopped off. The piece will wobble around if you don't use a clamp. I don't like to touch the guard. I wait until the blade stops spinning. Then I fix the guard. It could go wrong in so many ways. So yeah, at the end, pop a wheelie, ride on the back part of the table because your saw is going to want to tilt forward. I have to stop the saw and start the saw a lot, and each time I make sure the blade the teeth aren't up against the wood because I don't want it to kick back on me. Make sure the bow staff is clamped down when you make these cuts. At the end, you're the most tired, but you gotta lift up and just pop a wheelie right over it. There's your octagon shape there. Now we sand. Get a paddle bit around like 3/4 to 13/16. Drill a hole about like 1 inch in, and then use your hammer and tap it in so it's stuck there good. Before you start sanding, just get your chisel and slice down each corner. It'll take a while and it'll be hard work, but it'll be less sanding. And less sanding is good. Get good at sharpening your chisels. Don't have a sharpener? Well, you can use concrete. On a steep angle, the steeper the better to make it sharp. Just rub the chisel up against concrete and it'll be sharp, nice and sharp if you do it right. After a while, I really just kind of gave up on my drill, and I just need a stronger drill. Right now, I think I've had those two drills for like 5 or so years. So I like to use the drill and spin it around that way. That way I can't put my hand in harm's way, and also the drill does the spinning for you, so it's not as tiresome. But what are you gonna do? You know? Let's test this thing out. With staff alone, I am unstoppable. I am Carlor. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Carlor. I will teach you about the bow staff. Okay, so this thing is definitely heavier, but look how solid it is. I don't think I'm breaking this thing. And also, I think it'll do much more damage. It could damage yourself too. So watch your grip. Just before you strike a blow, you're going to absorb a lot of the impact. So make sure that you're positioned in the right way. Finger grip, not too stiff. You know, you want to be a little bit loose so that the impact doesn't hurt your wrist like there. Hardwood, the old bow staff is destroyed. But Carlor does not get hurt. He cannot be stopped like a train. A train going full speed. When focusing your mind to the bow staff, imagine you are inside a bubble and there's a whole bunch of evil creatures around you trying to pop your bubble, and you just have to use your bow staff to just get them away from your bubble so that they don't pop it. Like there's a space of air that they are not allowed to come near. Like Neo in the Matrix fighting all those agents. That's you. That's me. That is I. That is Carlor doing that right now in my mind. I'm not saying that there's a bubble to be popped. Like you can't pop your own bubble. I'm just saying like there's an airspace that no one's allowed to come near, and you have to use your bow staff to attack from all directions, 360 degrees around you, non-stop, spinning your bow staff. The thing that I enjoy most about the bow staff is it's not the best weapon. It's the person who wields the weapon who is the best weapon. So if you can use this thing to defend yourself, not as easy as using a gun or a knife, you know. I don't promote violence, but you got one of these and there's a zombie apocalypse and you know how to use it, just do the helicopter. Do the helicopter. Then wipe them all out. Like that, you know? That's how I always do when I fight with my bow staff. You are like a train on a railway track, and you are going full speed, and they are just a couple of feathers that land on the rails. Never let anybody separate you from your bow staff, ever. Most of the time when you're spinning the bow staff, the spin is so that your opponent cannot grab the staff from you. Keep it moving so that the enemies can't grab your staff and use it on you. What I like about the bow staff is the simplicity. It's a very simple thing. It's a stick. Man has been wielding the stick for a long time, since we were cavemen. It's in our blood to wield a bow staff and to get good at the bow staff. If you become good at the bow staff, you become a weapon, a force to reckon with. All you need is one bow staff You don't need a gun with multiple bullets. Just one stick, and you can take out all your enemies. You can take out a horde of zombies. I can take out a whole horde of zombies with just the bow staff alone. It's not the weapon itself, it's the wielder of the weapon. They say back when there was Homo sapiens and Homo erectus, the first man was the one who learned how to use a stick. Back when it was Homo erectus and cavemen, the very first man was the one who learned how to use a stick. It's in our genetics. It's in our ancestries. The spirit of Carlor is 60 million years old, so he knows this. Locked me in an elevator with 1,000 bees, only to find out later that when you open the door, it is Carlor, completely unharmed, with a bow staff and 1,000 dead bees at his feet. This thing is like a serious weapon now. Solid wood, look at that. And also, it's heavy. I hurt myself on it and I hurt my wrist when I attacked that thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This is Bow Staff 101. Hit subscribe. Hit the like button. Bow Staff gang. Ow! Ow! Stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned. And check out my other videos.